चले तो चांद तक नहीं तो शाम तक. It's basically a doubtful quality that we cast a lot of doubt in Chinese product. So China has transgressed from a cheap product manufacturing company to the low cost manufacturing. So there's a big difference when we talk about cheap and the low cost.
Should we first of all see China as an opportunity or as a threat? There is going to be a huge amount of change that is really coming into our own manufacturing process and our own thinking. How is that trickling down onto the MSME sector specifically? And what can they do to tap the opportunities that are coming through this disruption?
Great. Very, very interesting question and very relevant question for today's economic scenario, considering the geopolitical shift, India, Pakistan, China, Russia, and all this part. Should we treat China as a friend or an opportunity, or should we treat China as a foe or a threat? I would say that depends on our own perspective. Definitely the consumption of the product that is being manufactured by MSME specific to pertaining to, say, automobile industry is going to grow, because hardly 20-30%, not more than that, families are having vehicles, and it is going to be increasing. So if we are about to increase our capacities with respect to the quality and productivity part, then definitely we can treat China as a friend. If you are not going to make ourselves more competent enough to compete with the Chinese product, then definitely it would be a threat. I would say personally, whenever there is competition, productivity improves, efficiency improves. It's very, very important for us to understand that the pressure that we are going to get from outside, I mean specifically China, that will definitely help us to improve. And China we should look into as a part of opportunity. We have to work with China. I personally believe we have to work with China, not just because of the consumption is increasing, but because of the seamless, say, business relationship that we have been creating with China is definitely there. I'm not sure about what kind of geopolitical situation negatives are going to happen, but we have to work with China. So China plus one is definitely going to go, and after that I think China plus India plus another one, that might be Thailand, or maybe Indonesia, or maybe some other Southeast Asian countries are going to definitely jump in. So this part is definitely important for China thing. And what's the story of China? That what has happened in China 10 years back, that is now happening in India. And that is the reason most of the companies are shifting from China to India. Earlier, 10-15 years back, whenever, we buy a Chinese product, as everybody said that, in Hindi you can say that, chale to chand tak nahi to shaam tak. It's basically a doubtful quality that we cast a lot of doubt in Chinese product. So China has transgressed from a cheap product manufacturing company to the low cost manufacturing. So there's a big difference when we talk about cheap and the low cost. Now they are moving towards a precise manufacturing company. And the export segment, I mean specifically OEMs and bigger manufacturing company, they prefer to bring product where it is low cost, not cheap, not highly technical. And Indian MSME sector is exactly poised as today, thanks to what Aditya has told, the kind of support that we are getting from OEMs, that rigorous support to make the product more qualitative or more quality oriented, as well as the less cost, is definitely helpful for the MSME sector in India.
Okay. And are our MSMEs gearing up towards that, or is there something that is still lacking in their awareness or their preparation? Is there a threat that we'll miss the bus?
No, I think our MSME sectors are very well in a position to take care of the challenges. And if some companies are not prepared, they have foreseen what kind of challenges they are going to face if they are not prepared. And that is where, company like us come into play sometime to help them improvise the capabilities and all these things. So yes, they are very well positioned by the ecosystem, by government itself. I told you a few minutes back that the increase in the export is one very, very strong indirect parameter to measure what kind of quality product that we are manufacturing. It's really beautiful to see 2019 to 2025 3x increase in the export quantity. Yeah, so that's a very beautiful indicator. I love to say that MSME sector in India is very well poised.
So the transition is here, and our MSMEs are gearing up or geared up to face the challenges which the transition is going to throw out, right?
Absolutely.